Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's an interesting show about science. I was one of those kind of school geeks that I kind of hid it from the world that I was massively obsessed with science, but grew up in workshops and rebuilding cars and all this kind of stuff. And finally, one day, about 6 months ago, I woke up and said, you know what? I'll admit, I'm a geek. I'm an engineer. I've been sort of designing things that are in shops, and we came up with the concept for the show, which is basically to take science. As people take sort of magic out to the streets, we're taking science out into the streets, which is just unusual and fresh. So we're actually getting regular guys like you or I just to be part of science experiments, like the one that's actually in the process of going on behind me, which is a coffee creamer bomb. And if you think back to your physics lessons or your biology lessons or these lessons you were at school, they were really interesting, burning pieces of magnesium using Bunsen burners, all this kind of stuff. It was fascinating times. Physics was a great, or whatever you call it, physics over here, right? Is it called physics? It was a really interesting lesson, but a lot of us aren't allowed to celebrate the fact that we loved it so much. Well, I am. I'm that guy taken to the street and saying, I loved it too. Let's do some of this stuff in the street. Let's do some of this stuff in Pahrump. Because you guys, to be fair, I've got to be honest, you guys are the only people in town, in this particular county, that will allow us to do this, which I really, really appreciate. Clark County, big no from them. Not happening at all. So,
what are we about to see right behind us here? I see that we have some flares going off and some kind of cannon.
Let me tell you what this is. This is a coffee creamer cannon. That's right. Basically what it is, it's demonstrating a very simple scientific principle, which is that things need, this is going to go off behind us in a minute, this is a big explosion, things need oxygen to burn, okay? And it's a very, very fine powder, coffee cream. So what it's actually... Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Back to Tim.
That was coffee creamer.
That was coffee
creamer. Next time you make yourself a cup of coffee, don't blow it too hard. That's what'll happen. How cool is that?
That is so crazy.
That is science right there. There's no need for magic, no need for sort of, just twisting people's, sleight of hand and this, that, and the other. That is science right there. All you've got there is compressed air, a flame, and coffee creamer. Bang.
Lots and lots of coffee creamer. One of the things that you talked about was, of course, Nye County allowing this to happen. Really quickly, I might add, because usually I have to take out permits and go through a lot of red tape to do this. Of course, you guys got a quick nod, okay, to do this right here on Ski's property.
The most amazing thing about Nye County is the fact that we were ringing around different counties to find out where we could do it. Skip put us in contact with Ski. Within minutes, it was like, you guys can come here and do it, which we thank you for massively. It's great to find a county in America that will say, come over, let's do it. Let's do something interesting, like what we just saw there. So that's amazing.
Let's talk about your show. On the National Geographic Channel.
From an English production company which makes many programs around the world, and we are basically traveling the world doing science experiments in the street, and just amazing people, amazing myself, amazing you, amazing everybody, like the one we just saw. It's as simple as that. So we're not from the BBC, as all Americans assume when you speak like this, and hello, I'm from the BBC. No, I'm not actually from the BBC. We're from National Geographic Channel here in America.
There you go.
Yes.
So you guys are going to be having a traveling show,
yep.
And so all different places. Can we see that? Can we watch it on the web, or we can watch the National Geographic Channel? And when's it going to start?
The show starts in 2 months on the National Geographic Channel around the world. It'll go to all the countries, but it's based here in America. This is the homeland. This is where the science starts from. This is where it all emanates from. So we're traveling to begin with the US and taking science to the streets here. Wonderful. So if you want to see it, National Geographic Channel, it's called Curveball.
For more information on Curveball, go to the National Geographic Channel. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.